Building champions in Raid Shadow Legends is not easy. I'm one of those players that has reached level 90 and I've been playing every day since the game has launched. With all those battles fought, I have a decent understanding on how to build certain champions, and with my resource management, efficiency approach, and budget builds in mind, I want to share what my champions look like after all this time in 2021. But before I get to that, here's a quick reminder on how you can support this channel for full-time content creation. I do play other gacha games, for example, Summoner's Glory, the only game that I know where you can actually help other players summon to get better drops. You can enter the promo code BGE during character creation to get free in-game loot. Or this other game that I can afford to play every day, and this one really feels like a mobile game because you have instant battles. You can enter the promo code Bionic before level 15 to get free in-game loot. All download links will be in the description and comment section. And today's champion build is going to be KAEL in a reflex set. I think this guy is absolutely amazing. At least I've been having a ton of fun with this guy in the last couple of days in a reflex set for end game purposes. So we know he can be an arena nuker, we know he can be a farmer, we know he can be in the clan boss, but what about end game level 24 dungeons? So I've been trying him out in either relentless or reflex recently because you really want to emphasize his ability to place some poisons on those level 24 dungeons. All right, so we're going to quickly cover his kit here for a second, then we're going to take him for a spin in a couple different places, and then we're going to cover the gear. All right, so big AoE nuke right here, extra 15% chance of inflicting a critical hit, kind of on par with all the other starter champions, but you also fill the turn meter by 25% for each enemy killed. This is great, so you do want him to hit pretty hard. Then of course we have the poisons right here. This is kind of why I'm going for reflex set over relentless, also because you reduce your animations but you get your skills faster, therefore should hopefully allow you to have better speed runs with only free-to-play champions. And we also have a poison on the A1. All right, so pretty straightforward. We know his kit, but now let's go check him out in at least 2 dungeons, starting with Dragon 24, where I already showcased this yesterday, but in this run right here we have the reflex set over the relentless set. What I wanted to see was, can we shave off a few seconds by using the reflex over relentless? I've already done a comparison video between relentless and reflex. They're both really similar in terms of how extra damage they bring to, let's say, a clan boss team. But what about in here where you want to get more poisons to hit the dragon? Obviously the reflex set is random, so you might not get the cooldown reduction on the right skill, but overall I'm happy to say that it's pretty similar. All right, this basically works the same way it did yesterday. We cleared the waves really fast. Okay, same concept here. And of course, having extra a little bit of firepower on this set will mean that you can nuke those waves a little bit faster. Again, it's not just about KAEL, it is about War Maiden, Grush the Mangler, and Sile the Drakes and Vizix for them to also have a little bit more damage output. We're also pretty much around that 4 minutes and 20, 4 minutes and 30 second mark to bring this dragon down. And again here, KAEL kind of being MVP for the boss fight, especially because of those extra poison debuffs as you saw right there. But now let's go check out the Ice Golem, which with the same team we can take this guy down. It's a little bit longer, it's a little bit harder to do because of how the Ice Golem works, so it's not 100% success rate. We do end up killing ourselves on the second wave, as I'll show you guys in a second, but overall same concept, right? We have a lot of crowd control, we have our AoE decreased defense, we have KAEL as our dedicated nuker, and with the reflex set you get that nuke a little bit up more often, and you get those AoE poisons up more often as well, so that's the whole goal here. We do have relentless on Sile the Drakes and Vizix, so that is adding a little bit to our animations, right? So maybe putting those two in reflex gear would be a little bit better, but I still believe that Sile the Drakes, for example, would still be better in relentless because of the way her passive works. So let's fast forward to the second wave to kind of show you guys that we do die. All right, they place the AoE reflect damage and we kill ourselves. Literally, we kill ourselves against those champions. But if your Sile the Drakes is strong enough, she will bring everybody back up. Okay, so again, it's not just about KAEL here, but KAEL is a big part of the puzzle because for the boss, we're counting on his AoE poisons to prevent the Frigid Vengeances from triggering back to back. Or let's say the Ice Golem is going to take a turn, then get a Frigid Vengeance while the ads are up, so you are still at risk of this happening. It is not perfect. Even with the AoE decreased attack from Grush the Mangler, even if you get that on the boss, if the 2 ads are up and he goes for a Frigid Vengeance, you will most likely wipe. Okay, but again, if you're just looking to do the missions once or twice or 10 times, then this is enough. So let's fast forward to the end to show you that it does work. A little bit longer on this run because we wiped a couple times right on the second wave. About 6 minutes. I'm gonna say overall pretty reasonable for a 100% free-to-play team. But now let's go check out the old things we do with KAEL to see if you can still do them well. Like a campaign farmer, yes, you can reach some insane speeds with this guy if you put your absolute best cruel gear or savage gear, but chances are it's not going on this guy. Why? Because that gear is better spent on other champions like your dedicated arena nuker. So instead, what I wanted to see here, can we get lucky with those reflex procs to get this to be a really fast run anyway? And what's the worst case scenario? So this is what you're seeing here, a couple of runs literally just on auto. Let's see how we do. Right there you see the problem with that A3, right? If I were to hit hard enough, I would one-shot each champion, and that 4-hit random would go on all the 4 different champions, and therefore this would also be a lot faster. But I don't have absolutely crazy reflex gear on my account. Instead, I want to kind of showcase this with reasonable reflex gear, and then we have right here a couple right there big hits, so we have a 7-second farmer, which is pretty interesting. And now for the arena, what I wanted to see here was, are we able to go into A2 back into A2, assuming we kill some champions? So we're gonna face a relatively hard team. Let's see if we're faster here. We kind of are. Can we even make it to our kill before we get nuked by these champs right here? Let's see. And KAEL right there, boom. All right, he's about to take another turn. Are we going to get that A2 again or the A3? We get an A1. Okay, so maybe his AI is not exactly going to pick that skill, but with these stats, guys, he can still act as your dedicated nuker. So there's your example. Now let's go check out the gear, which is my second reflex set on my account after almost 2.5 years. That's just how much I do not farm the ice column, but maybe I should now. I'm starting to like this set more and more and more. We have 2 pieces of cruel to complement this so that we can hit a little bit harder. Pieces here individually, this is kind of what they look like. We do have crit damage, gloves, attack percent chest, 6-star speed boots, an attack ring, crit damage amulet, and of course an accuracy banner for those poison debuffs against the level 24 dungeons. For the total stats, I would say aim for a little bit more. Okay, 4,000 attack, maybe 240, 50% crit damage would be even better. And for the speed, aim to lap the enemy champions in the campaign. So I think that's about 203 or 4 speed that you need total to ensure you go twice before them. So if you don't one-shot them, at least you're going twice as fast. It should make it even faster. Then for the skills, they're obviously all done. And here are the masteries that I chose for the time being. We don't have Life Drinker, for example, because again, you can afford to be Glass Cannon with the team that I showcased because you have the Leech debuff, continuous heals, and the passive heal from Sile of the Drakes. Then what we're trying to emphasize is to hit hard, let's say for campaign and arena nuker. Therefore, we do have Ruthless Ambush. We are using a Shield Breaker to kind of go to Ruthless Ambush. We do want to take or have more skills. The skills come up more often, so we have Cycle of Violence and Cycle of Magic for this. And then basically anything to just kind of emphasize a little bit more damage. We are using War Master. I believe it is a little bit better for the level 24 dungeons than trying to go with Helm Smasher or Flawless Execution. So I suppose he could be an even better nuker with this gear or these stats, and then we just want a little bit more accuracy in here. And finally, Sniper and Master Hexer for those poison debuffs. And finally, here's how that looks on my BGE's guides spreadsheet. You guys can access this online at any time. A link is available in the description below or the comment section below. So we have KAEL right now, priority number 2, right? I don't exactly use KAEL right now, but I am trying to gear him to do a couple more end game things. I do say his speed right here currently at 198. I am aiming for even higher. I will get back to that in a separate video though. And then here is overall the important pieces, what he's currently wearing. Currently using him for, let's say, dungeons number 1, and I suppose arena would be the second use. All right, guys, so there you have it, KAEL in 2021. Do let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys later.